Hello, we have finished our properties and changes unit, and today we're going to start talking about density. So I love density. Density is super duper cool to me because you guys are used to thinking density as far as sink or float. So we get these things and we put them in a bucket of water and we see if they sink to the bottom or if they float. But now we're actually going to be able to figure out the exact density of different substances, and the whole goal of this unit is so that you can figure out the density of an unknown substance. You get the density and then you can identify that substance by using the density. So it's going to be super duper cool. There's going to be a lot of math involved, which is okay because you can use your calculators in science. So the whole time that we're doing density, you can be using your calculator. Okay, so to be able to uh, figure out density, the math problem, we need to know the mass of something. So the unit that we're going to use most of the time to figure out mass is a gram. And a gram is the basic metric unit of mass. So next, we're also going to need to know the volume of things. So the milliliter is the metric unit of liquid volume. So you're going to see milliliter quite a bit as well. Matter is, you should already know this one. This one has been one of our vocabulary words before already. Matter is anything that has mass and takes up space. And here we have the formula for density. So density is the mass of a substance divided by its volume. So density equals mass divided by volume. That's how we're going to figure out the exact density of our different substances whenever we get there. So here we have mass. Mass measures how much matter is present in a substance. So this again, the mass is going to be in grams. So grams would be the unit. Relative density is what you're used to doing. So in years past, in your science classes, when you've talked about density, you've talked about sink or float, and that is relative density. That's when you compare the density of one object to the density of another object, such as water. That's how you get it. If something floats on top of water, it's less dense than water. If it sinks in water, it's more dense than water. Does that kind of make sense? So you're comparing the two densities that way. Next, we have volume. So volume is the amount of space that matter occupies. And you can see right here in this picture, we have a cube. And to figure out the volume of this cube, we would take the length times the width times the height. And those three multiplied together will give you the volume of that cube. So that's pretty neat. And then here is another way to figure out volume. So if you don't have a cube, how are we going to figure out the volume? Well, we would figure it out using displacement. So we would get graduated cylinders, just like what you see in the picture right here. We'd put a known quantity of water in there, say maybe 25 milliliters. It doesn't even matter what it is, as long as we know what it is. And then you would drop your item in there, and however much the water rises, that difference between there would be the volume of your unknown substance or your irregular object. Kind of neat. Here we have a centimeter cubed. So a centimeter cubed is a metric unit of volume equal to a milliliter. So if we're using the displacement method with liquids, we would use milliliter. Well, if we're doing the cube, length times width times height, that's probably going to be in a centimeter cubed. So we'll talk more about these different terms whenever we get a little bit further into our density unit. That is it for our vocabulary. I want you to make sure you open that Word document with the 3 dots. Select Open in Word and go in there just the same exact way we've done our vocab from the beginning of the school year. You're just going to look at the picture and you're going to fill in the blanks underneath the picture of the word. Okay? Y'all already know how to do it, so I'm not going to make a video or anything. Y'all are amazing, and we will see you tomorrow.